So problem C says circle true or false for each statement below and prove your answer by shading both fractions. So I'm going to shade in 1/2 and shade in 2/4. And then I have to determine if these two fractions are the same. The equal sign means they're the same. That doesn't mean that the same number of pieces are colored in. It means that the same amount of the whole is shaded. So one thing I can do to try to help me is I know that I can create fourths from my halves if I just split each half in half again. So now my two pictures look identical. Here I have 2 out of 4 shaded, and here my 1/2 is the same as having 2 out of 4 parts shaded. So I could say that this is true. On the next problem, it's telling me to shade 3 out of 3 parts. So that means I'm going to shade the piece 1. I hope your shading looks better than mine. This is terrible. Okay, I shaded 3 out of 3. And it's saying 3 out of 3 is the same as 3. And when we just have regular numbers, it just means 3 wholes. So that's saying that 3 out of 3 pizzas is the same as 3 whole pizzas. Well, I disagree here because when I look at this picture, I've really only shaded 1 whole pizza here. So 1 whole is not the same as 3 wholes. So this statement would be false. In order for this to be a true statement, this number would need to actually be the number 1. And that would make it true. And then the third one says 4 out of 1 equals 4. Whenever a 1 is your denominator, it just means that the whole hasn't been split. It's just the whole thing. It's like imagine you bought the pizza and it wasn't sliced. So this is just saying 4 whole pizzas. This is my attempt at shading. 4 whole pizzas. Because remember that number on top, your numerator, is the number of parts you count. 1, 2, 3, 4. The number on the bottom is how many pieces it's split into. 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, but each circle is only split is not split. It's just like one whole thing. And so then that would just be the same as 4 wholes. And so that's a whole circle, that's a whole circle, that's a whole circle, that's a whole circle. So my two pictures look the same, and so therefore it would be true. Moving on to problem D. D says, how is the multiple in the 8 column related to the multiple in the 4 column for each row? And are any other columns that are related the same way? So I want you to look this way. So how is 4 connected to 8? And how is 8 connected to 16? And how is 12 connected to 24? And how is 16 connected to 32? And 20 to 40? And if you keep going, how is the number that's in the same row connected to the other number? And one thing you should notice is that the number 4 is half of 8. And 8 is half of 16. And 12 is half of 24. 16 is half of 32. 20 is half of 40. And so I've checked this pattern, and so I can say that the numbers in the 4 column are half the numbers in the 8 column.